Hi, my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. Thank you yesterday for being part of the amazing celebration of 200,000 quilters from around the world over at my Facebook community. So much fun, so much love. It was just a crazy good time all day long with the well wishes and the sweet notes. Thank you so much. Mwah. It was just such a nice thing, such a nice day to celebrate. I just loved being able to tell you that and have you be joyful as well about having such a wonderful community to be in. And I know not all of you here watching this are in my YouTube, or in my Facebook community. Some of you just watch on YouTube, some are just on Instagram. So if you want to join, the link is below, so you can come on over. We have lots of fun, lots of show and tell all day long. It's just incredible. All right, so I have on the wall the one charm pack quilt from my friend Cheryl Brickey's book, and so I am working on that one and doing it in chunks. I'm sewing it in chunks. I didn't get that far. I'm on the third chunk, so I'm doing 9 patches, basically 9 patches in a vertical row. So I'll do 3 verticals. The last one will have, I think, 5. That will be getting that done, and I have a little plan to do like an inner border of green and then take the charm packs that I didn't use and cut them all up as much as I can for another inner border, and then green again, and then binding. But I don't think I'll have enough of this blue because there wasn't much of it anyways, and I actually did go and search the internet. I thought, I'm not buying anything, not buying anything. We'll say, well, maybe if I can get some more of this, but no, it's nowhere to be had. So I could search a little bit more, but I probably will just go with something else, maybe a red. Yes, maybe that. Maybe I'll use the same blue that I'm doing for the friendship one that I showed you the other day, or those stars. Well, they were a little not the right blue, but anyway, I will find something. So that one guy is in progress. And also, you want to be sure, you saw in that header picture, I have a wonderful stack of fabric. I have a little sneak peek for you at the end here because you watch my YouTube, you get to see something early. So today is Scrap-a-licious. That is my sort of ongoing theme for this month, probably for the rest of the year. I'll just have several times during the month where I talk about scraps, and today is more of a scrap management talk and more really how am I going to do my scraps, how am I going to handle them from this point forward. Because what I did is I started at the beginning of the year, about mid-January, I said I'm going to really keep everything and try to see what I can make and how much that actually is. I'm not cutting up new stuff. I'm trying to just take this, for the most part, I'd say about 85% of this is leftover strips from projects that have been worked on. Or like I said, when the book came back, I had fabric that came back from that I wasn't going to use and was small enough that I could cut it up rather than just save it. But I'm trying not to just go into my stash and cut stuff. You know, I have enough already. So I do have the 2.5-inch squares, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But I also had got this bin together because I was taking the little pieces. Remember I said I would just take all the little pieces, okay, let me find one now. I can't find one. Like here. Like if I have a piece like this or smaller, anything I felt I could sew with, I would keep it and make the crumb blocks. And for a while I did quite a few crumb blocks. Let's take a look. I got quite a few made. I don't know how many's in here, but they're all different colorways. There's some lighter ones from earlier in the year from our projects. See, there's a little bit different sizes. Some are a little bit bigger. So anyways, this is going to be really fun, but there are a lot of them. And I just put them in this bin. Plus I have the string ones that I'm doing from the old school pattern. And for the sort of reds, browns, pink version, I have quite a few. There's a nice big stack of these. They were on my wall for recently, and I don't have as many of the blue version yet, just a couple. But that's going to be the next one I focus on. See what all I can do with the blue. So I have all this stuff, and this needs to be put somewhere. So what I thought is that I would, yes, I'm going to do it. Take the drawer that I have over here in this cabinet that has the bindings that I don't use. I don't make scrappy bindings very often, and when I do, I often want the fabrics in the scrappy binding to be the same fabrics in the quilt. That's just the way I like to do it. So I'm finding I'm not using all that stuff I stored. So let's take a look over here at what's going on and what I'm going to plan. So what I'm thinking of doing is working with the cabinet I have here. So right now I've got these shoe boxes in the center, and I've shown these a few different times, but I have got all the 2.5-inch squares in there. And while we're here, let's take a close-up of these gorgeous flowers I got. Look at that! The beautiful balloon. So anyways, back to this. I have 4 of these tubs with different colors in it. But then the drawers here, this is the one that's all the different stuff about binding. So, you know, I really just don't need a whole drawer with binding stuff. So I'm thinking this will just all go and be taken over with the other blocks, the crumb blocks, the finished blocks, the strips maybe, and then this last one down here, and then there's one missing because I put it in that drawer. Take those 2 and maybe put strips in them, and then that way I can keep all of this stuff that I'm, you know, just keep it contained in there together, so that it's all together, because it starts to get crazy if it's not together. So I like that plan. I have to get, I think, one more shoe box or else I'll probably end up just going into that bottom drawer and taking the shoe box out that I had used there and and put it back on the center shelf, and put that stuff in there some other way. It doesn't even need to really be in a shoe box. It just kept it neat. Or I could just get another shoe box. So anyway, maybe I'll look around the house. We have some older plastic bins. I know I just saw those the other day. That might work in there in the bottom drawer, and then I could take the shoe box out. So and plus I have what's all in this drawer in the rolling cart here. Oops, let me just move this. There we go. So I have everything that's in this rolling cart, which is getting full. I would really prefer to have this as a working cart where it's empty on top, so I can just put in it what I'm going to work with and get it from out of the drawer. So I'm thinking that is the goal here, and not to just have this as my ongoing storage, because now it's getting kind of crazy. Yeah, a lot of it's in strips, which is good because I like doing these blocks here, and the strips are what I'm using for that. So that is a good plan. Let me put this guy back because I promised I'd keep those little pieces. For the crumb blocks. All right, let me show you the sneak peek. That's the Scrap-a-licious. Tell me what you are doing with your scraps. Are you sewing with them, saving them? Are you making a conscious effort right now to work with them? It's like a whole project. I mean, when you work with scraps, it's making, you can save them easily, but then using them is another story. Yes. And there's lots of patterns out there, so that's not the problem. It's a project. It's a whole project. Okay, I have a sneak peek. Behind the scenes, I have been working on something with my fabric company, Benartex, and they chatted with me a little while back and said, what do you think about making a wide back fabric? And so, ta-da! It coming soon to a store near you. If your shop owner carries wide backs, tell them about Harmony. It's my wide back line. They're all the same print done in different colors. And so you're getting a sneak peek here because you watch my videos. See, there's a benefit. You get to know stuff early. Let me show you the colors. I'm very excited. They're quite a tone on tone. You've got the black and white. Besides the black and white, everything else is fairly tone on tone, but not too much. So you can still see the design. Some of them are a little bit less contrast, some are a little higher contrast. But I've got that medium blue. We've got several shades of purple. They're not all together at the moment. There's the light. I've got this great hunter green. Wouldn't this be cool on a Christmas quilt or a warm, cozy fall quilt? Got this nice, really deep, rich blue. Here's like a gray ivory color. And this is called Harmony from Benartex, so your fabric company can order it. Fat Quarter Shop I know has ordered it already, so I will link you down below. Here's another one of the purples, and there's another purple. Because there's different kinds of purple, So my hope is that these will go with whatever you're working on. So here's a mint green. Be nice, spring and summery. And same with this sort of aqua blue is a light beige. So that when you're doing your quilt top, what you can do is you'll find one of my wide backs that will work with it, and it gives it a nice texture in the back. You have a design element. Here's a red, and then a medium blue, and a tan. Ta-da! Another warm, cozy quilt there. And then here's the black and white, so you can really see the design. So wide backs are designed so that you don't have to piece your backing. You'll be able to just take this from many quilts and just use one whole piece. And then the leftovers, this is just regular fabric, so all of your leftovers can be used in your regular quilting. You could use it for patchwork if you wanted to. It's just that it's very wide, so you buy this really wide piece, and it's you know, it's more like if you bought a quarter yard of it, it would just be a lot. But all the extras are very, very wonderful to have then in your stash and use. And the scale of mine is not like overscaled, so it's a regular scale print, so it's very, very usable for your quilts. Okay. Last but not least is the charity quilt. My charity quilt is up for auction to support Make-A-Wish with the Fat Quarter Shop. It is made with my Morrison Park fabric from Benartex, and I just love for you to be able to bid on it. And if that is not, if you can't bid on it or aren't going to, if you would just share it with your community, because somebody out there would love to have a wonderful quilt and support Make-A-Wish. So I appreciate all you do for that, and thank you so much for all of the wonderful, wonderful wishes yesterday for hitting 200,000 at our community. It was so much fun to celebrate all day. I love you. Mwah. See you online.